probably the worst drug in the world. It's speed. It
it's
just
a
eats
horrible,
tissue.
horrible. Yeah.
But I was going to say, to me, it's such a great metaphor for America because it's eating away at the heartland.
It is.
Much like Republican policies. I'm joking, of course. I'm joking. But let's talk about Republican policies. You'll be interested in this too, because I read your book about your grandfather, Herbert Hoover, who I did not know in his day was referred to as the great humanitarian. And you mentioned healthcare. I mean, it seems like that era Republican would be interested in healthcare because they were interested in doing big things for this country. When Herbert Hoover what was his job? He was head of the food.
He was the Secretary of Commerce, but he was also the head of the American Relief Administration.
Relief Administration. He saved the lives of 10 million Russians.
Per day.
Per day. 10 million
Russians per day.
And this is when they were filthy commies.
That's a lot of borscht.
Can you see us doing that today? Because compassion was part of it. And I don't know if you can do big things if you don't have that element of compassion in it.
With the state of our economy, I think we'd be on the reciprocating end, right? We'd be the one getting the food.
Well, here's the secret. You cannot do great things without resources. And without, in a growing economy, without capitalists, these people that you guys...
Or without awesome sideburns.
But, you know, to be fair, he did big things, but it was also because of individual leadership.
It's hard to go after sideburns, you know.
Yeah. What's wrong with his sideburns? They're kind of cool.
What did I just say? I said they were awesome.
Oh, okay. We thought it was your liberal sarcasm.
We can be compassionate, but the question, I think, is who pays? Does government pay? And when Herbert Hoover led these efforts, it was 2/3 paid by private money, 1/3 paid by the government. So it was a private-public partnership, and that's what's missing today. We can have compassion, but what liberalism will say is government has to provide the dough. Government has to pay for it all. And there's a balance. I mean, what I would argue is that we can be compassionate, but we can be compassionate. It's upon us to be compassionate, and the government doesn't always have to foot the bill.
And we're all for that. But,
really?
Sure
really?
we are.
Liberal Elliot Spitzer is all for
Let me tell you something. I cut budgets. We did more in that domain. But what Bill is saying is so critical. There is no vision. We could not put a man on the moon right now. We cannot get our energy policy passed. We cannot educate our kids. We cannot build infrastructure. We are now becoming a country that is falling behind because the only emphasis, and it's manic, is cut taxes.
Oh, that's
and that is it is.
And
this is simply
because of that one trope that we don't have any vision or leadership.
No,
that's absurd.
Listen to the debate.
Not just cut taxes, but they're back to. I saw a quote from John Boehner.
We can't put a man on the moon because all we're doing is talking about cutting taxes. Well, that's not the notion that we have no vision or no leadership because the Republicans are only talking about cutting taxes. That's crazy.
They got something going together. I know. You two are going to end up together tonight. I'm telling you.